Hey everyone, my name is Shimon, and I'm here to talk about something that's been bothering me for a while. We've all seen them. The transformation posts, the what I eat in a day videos, the Gymshark athletes with perfect lighting showing off their abs. And look, I'm part of this community too. I follow these accounts, I've even been inspired by them. But I start asking myself, what is all of this actually doing to us? Especially to younger people who are just trying to figure out who they are. Let's start with transformation posts. They're everywhere, and they try to imply the idea that I did it and so can you. These posts tell a story of dedication, hard work, and achievement. And on the surface, that sounds great, right? Self improvement, discipline, goals. But here's what they don't show you. A study from researchers analyzing Gymshark's marketing found that their advertisements use something called cognitive axiological strategies. Basically, that's a fancy way of saying they're designed to make you feel something. They're not selling you workout clothes, they're selling you an identity. They're selling you the idea that if you look like their athletes, you'll be confident, successful, happy, that your worth is tied to your appearance. And when you're a teenager scrolling through Instagram, seeing these perfect bodies every single day, your brain starts to internalize a very dangerous message. I'm not good enough the way I am. Now, here's something that should make you uncomfortable. Gen Z is the most targeted group on social media. Not just targeted, the most targeted. And there's a reason for that. Research on influencer marketing found that Gen Z consumers are more likely to engage with and purchase from influencers they perceive as credible. And get this, trustworthiness is the most important factor. So, what do fitness brands do? They don't use traditional celebrities, they use people who seem just like you. People who post about their struggles, their insecurities, their journey. They build trust by seeming reliable. But here's the trick. Once you trust them, once you see them as a peer and not an advertisement, you stop questioning what they're selling you. You stop seeing the manipulation. And Gen Z, we're multitaskers. We're constantly online, which means we're exposed to these messages hundreds, if not thousands of times per day. The influencer you trust posts a transformation photo, you scroll, another one pops up, you scroll, a Gymshark ad with your favorite athlete, you scroll, a what I eat in a day video, you scroll. And with every single scroll, the message gets reinforced. This is what success looks like. This is what you should look like. This is what's normal. Except it's not normal. It's carefully curated, professionally lit, edited, and strategically marketed content designed to make you feel inadequate enough to buy something. Now let's talk about why these posts are so effective. It's not on accident. It's a carefully designed marketing strategy. Gymshark built their entire brand on something called community building and digital innovation. They didn't rely on traditional advertising. Instead, they turned their customers into their marketing team. They partner with influencers, they create challenges like hashtag Gymshark66, they encourage people to post transformation photos and tag the brand. And when you do that, you're not just sharing your fitness journey, you're creating free advertising for $1 billion company. But here's the thing that really gets me. According to a case study on Gymshark's rise, they specifically use storytelling and social media as a public relations tool to build emotional connections with their audience. They're not selling you fitness, they're selling you belonging. They make you feel like you're part of something, the Gymshark family. And when a brand becomes part of your identity, you stop seeing their marketing for what it is. You start defending them. You start believing that their goals are your goals. And that's when it gets dangerous for young people who are still developing their sense of self. And remember what the research said? Gen Z is skeptical of traditional advertising. We don't trust obvious ads, but we do trust influencers who seem authentic. So brands learn to hide their advertising behind authenticity, behind community, behind people who look and talk like us. It's genius marketing, and it's working. Now, to be fair, Gymshark and other companies have some really good messages. On their blog, they post articles about achievable healthy habits and wellness. They talk about mental health, sleep, hydration, stuff that actually matters. But here's the contradiction. While their blog says wellness is for everyone, and be kind to yourself, their Instagram feed is full of people with six-pack abs and perfect physiques. So which message are young people actually internalizing? The blog posts about self-care that gets a few hundred views, or the transformation post with over 1 million likes? And that brings me to something really important. And what happens when young people spend years comparing themselves to these images? When their self-worth relies on whether or not they look like a fitness influencer? BBC News published an article about the dangerous downsides of fitness addiction. And yes, you heard that right, addiction. The article talks about how the constant pursuit of the perfect body can lead to obsessive behavior, disordered eating, body dysmorphia, and serious mental health issues. We're talking about teenagers developing eating disorders because they're trying to look like influencers who literally get paid to work out full time and have professional lighting for every photo. And here's what really makes me angry. The fitness industry knows this. They know that insecurity sells. They know that if you feel bad about yourself, you're more likely to buy their products, follow their programs, and keep coming back for more content. They profit from your insecurity. That's the business model. And it's especially effective on Gen Z because we view online platforms positively. As long as the content supports us in some way, we're looking for some help, for guidance, for community. And instead, we get algorithms designed to keep us scrolling, influencers paid to make us feel inadequate, and brands that profit from our self-doubt. Let's talk about how social media makes this even worse. When you engage with fitness content, even just watching a transformation video for a few seconds, the algorithm decides, oh, they're interested in us, and starts showing you more and more and more. Pretty soon, your entire feed is perfect bodies, transformation posts, workout challenges, and subtle reminders that you're not measuring up. For a 15-year-old who's already insecure about their body, this creates a clear toxic feedback loop. They see the content, feel bad about themselves, engage with more content looking for solutions, feel worse, repeat. And the platform, they love it because engagement means ad revenue. Your insecurity is literally profitable for Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all of them. And remember, Gen Z are multitaskers. We're shopping, texting, scrolling, all at the same time, which means these messages aren't just influencing us occasionally. They're a constant background noise in our lives. Okay, so what can we do about this? Because I'm not saying that we should delete our Instagram accounts, delete all our social medias, but something has to be done. First, we need to start calling this out. When you see a transformation post, ask yourself, what is this really selling me? Is this about health or is this about appearance? Am I being marketed to? Second, diversify your feed. Follow people with different body types, follow accounts that talk about strength, mental health, sustainability, not just about aesthetics. Third, and this is big, talk to the young people in your life. If you have younger siblings, cousins, friends who are teenagers, have real conversations about what they're seeing online. Help them develop media literacy. Because right now, companies like Gymshark are having way more influence on young people's self-image than parents, teachers, or even friends. Look, I understand the appeal of fitness culture. I understand the feeling of wanting to feel healthier, stronger, more confident. We have to stop pretending that this is just about fitness. It's about belonging, it's about identity, it's about $1 billion fitness company using psychological strategies to manipulate you to buy their products. But you know what would truly be credible? Showing real people, real bodies, real struggles that don't end with a perfectly lit after photo. And for young people, especially Gen Z, who are the most targeted generation on social media, we owe them better than this. Fitness should be about feeling good, not looking perfect. It shouldn't be about insecurity. It should be about making yourself better. Okay, that's all I had to say. And if you like this kind of content, please like, subscribe, comment. It really helps me get out there. And please share this with someone who you think might need it. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.